again, we just try to... Oops. Misclick. Just try to struggle our way out of here. Oh, hear that? That was the matchsticks falling out of our pack. Now we can get up. Easy peasy. Not sure why they didn't just kill me. Probably because I helped them get their weapons. Hey there. You wanna fight? Ouch. I forget how to do this one. Oh, I remember now. It's just kind of just like dodge, punch. I think you can only punch after this type of dodge. Alright. And unlike the other fights, here you have a couple of lives before you're knocked out. Whoop. He has 3, I think, or 5. Yeah, it's 5. Whoop. And he's out. Can I loot him? No. It's not that type of game, huh? Oh, hi.
Take off your sash! You could have taken off the sash first.
Jeez. You're welcome.
We're almost to the border. We've got to stop the train.
Why?
Why? Once we're in Serbia, they'll kill us.
You mean they'll kill you? Why would they kill me?
You're right.
It's a weird comment to make there, and an even weirder reaction. Again, this whole love story is very out of left field for me, but hey. So, anyway, at this point, we got stuff to do. So first thing I'm going to do is... I didn't want to go in here. Darn it. 90s adventure games. I can't go through there. I wanted to check and see if my egg was still on board. I'm sure it is. Alright. We got the music playing. I'm skipping through all this right now because, just trust me, everybody has been taken out of their sleeping cars. And again, this is very typical of 90s adventure games like this. Notice how every other time I want to walk through here, it always takes me through automatically. Now I get to stop and turn around. That's because here's what happens if I go through. And you're dead. This is very typical of 90s adventure games at the time, but at the very least, in this game, you don't, like, well, did you save? No? Well, then I guess you're screwed. Gotta go back to your last save. No, here I can literally just go back to the moments before it happened. So that's good. So, instead of going through here, you have to go out. And up. Now, because I can do it, I'm going to show everybody another possible ending for this game, right? This is one of the first endings that I got. Oh, but first, hang on, we gotta fight this other dude. There goes his hat. When did he get his vest back? This is another fight that I haven't done in a while. Whoop. Punch. Whoop. Punch. And then at one point I gotta grab his thing. Whoop. Ow, he got me. I'm fine, I'm fine. Whoop. There we go. I'll take that. Okay, now again, this is another really stupid moment, but I actually have to turn around here instead of going straight. Because guess who's back?
Možda ti srpske seljačići nisu bili velika prepreka.
Still wish I spoke Serbian. Alright. This fight is unforgiving. I just really like this character, though. Badass Serbian lady. Come on. Up. Up. Punch. and then she gets down. You have to jump down too, or you get hit by a tunnel. Oops. Apparently things didn't go well for me in the dark. Alright. That's 3 down. Now what's left is their boss. So, here's one of the endings. There's Milos, and he's running the train. Again, this is where you're supposed to take clues like this, right? He doesn't immediately go in. You're given an opportunity to do something else here. So, just to show you what happens if I choose to confront him now, here's what happens.
You won't make it. You are not a Slav. This I understand. But how can you help the Austrians?
I'm not helping anybody. I got a ticket in my pocket to Constantinople, and I'm not gonna waste it.
Is this a joke to you?
Who killed Tyler?
Tyler gave his life for our freedom. And you? What do you believe in? You believe in nothing?
Good. We're slowing down. You can stop shoveling now.
Alright. Well, not much else to do here, but this is the only thing I can interact with. This is the brakes for the train.
Keep shoveling.
What are you doing? Have you lost your mind? Stop the train!
As I was telling my friend before you shot him, I've got a ticket for Constantinople in my pocket, and I intend to use it.
Constantinople. You won't make it out of Belgrade.
I wasn't planning to stop at Belgrade.
There are 30 people on this train. Are you willing to risk their lives too? Haven't enough people been killed?
The bandits who had locked us in the dining car turned out to be Serbian nationalists. It was Miss Wolfe and the American Mr. Whitney who stopped the train before the border. The Austrians gave Mr. Whitney a medal for heroic service to the monarchy. Rather ironic in light of subsequent events. Still, if he hadn't stopped the train, we might have all been killed.
Subsequent events. I wonder what that can mean. Possibly the war breaking out? Or who knows. But yeah, so that's one of the endings. And then it takes us back to here. Obviously now, like the hint here is Miss Wolfe pointing out that there are 30 other people on this train. So what we do now is we return to wherever it is that we can go down. There we go.
Monsieur, I beg you, stop this madness. The lives of these passengers, they are innocent people.
Slow down. You're wasting your breath.
You are not one of the bandits.
The bandits are dead. All but one.
Where is he?
He's running the train.
Ladies, gentlemen, if you would all please move out of the dining car and return to the sleeping car.
Was ist hier los? I demand to be told what's happening.
Monsieur, please, it is for your own safety. Your Excellency, may I escort you back to your compartment?
My granddaughter and I are traveling to Constantinople. And from Constantinople to Odessa.
Yes, of course. But won't you be more comfortable in the sleeping car with the rest of the passengers?
Those passengers will never arrive in Constantinople.
Listen, why don't you go and see to the other passengers?
I'll stay a bit and try to look after things.
Mesdames et messieurs, s'il vous plaît, restez calmes.
Those passengers will never arrive in Constantinople, he says. Again, look at this. The game now lets me stop here for some reason. This has never happened before either. This is what he meant when he said they weren't going to arrive, right? I guess they won't.
Now I see. You think you can hijack this train and get my merchandise without paying for it?
Goodbye, August.
Tyler Whitney! We will meet again!
Oh, and there's one more thing. My name isn't Whitney. It's Cat. Robert Cat.
What?
My name is Robert Cat.
Now, at this point, I would like to point out something else. This game, unfortunately, never had a sequel. Not that I know of, anyway. I'm pretty sure I would know if this game had a sequel. I heard rumors that it was planned, that it was going to, and that scene right there is what kind of cements to me the fact that I think it was kind of intended, because that scene where he uncouples the train and then is confronted by August Schmidt is very similar to a scene from the Odyssey, where Odysseus is leaving the island of the Cyclops after having blinded it, right? And as he's sailing away, the Cyclops is furious and he wants to know who it was that did this to him. And then Odysseus, in his pride, right, shouts back at him saying, "My name is Odysseus, I'm the one who defeated you." And as a result of that, right, it turns out that Cyclops was the son of Poseidon. And Poseidon kind of controlling the seas, he was like, "Oh, so you blinded my son? Well, you don't get to go home now. I'm going to mess up the seas, so you can't get there." And that's very much what that is like. There was no reason for him to say that. There was no reason for him to tell him what his real name was, unless that was going to come back and hurt him sometime in the future. It's one of those classical Odyssey scenes, right? So it seemed to me like they were laying groundwork for something to happen in the future. That apparently never happened. But, classic games have been making resurgence nowadays, so, who knows. Let's go stop this train. Miloš.
On je ubio inženjera, on je ubio inženjera.
Umysli nastavi da ložiš! You won't make it. You are not a Slav. This I understand. But how can you help the Austrians?
I'm not helping anybody. I got a ticket in my pocket to Constantinople and I'm not gonna waste it.
Is this a joke to you?
Who killed Tyler?
Tyler gave his life for our freedom. And you? What do you believe in? You believe in nothing?
That woman is cold.
Good. We're slowing down. You can stop shoveling now.
Yeah, no, don't listen to her.
Keep shoveling.
What are you doing? Have you lost your mind? Stop the train!
As I was telling my friend before you shot him, I've got a ticket for Constantinople in my pocket and I intend to use it.
Constantinople? You won't make it out of Belgrade.
I wasn't planning to stop in Belgrade.
We are still within the Austrian Empire. In the name of the Emperor, I order you to stop the train. Do you think I won't shoot you?
Go ahead.
Now you've done it. Damn you.
That says stop in Hungarian.
Give me that shovel.
Everything under control, I see. Well done.
Maybe you couldn't have stopped the train before we hit the border crossing, but we can't have everything.
Very chill about it.
That's the Serbian army train. By the look of it, I'd say it was General Georgievich. He appears to be following us.
That train's on a different track.
Is it? I believe you're right. What on earth does he think he's doing?
Ej, oni su nas prebacili na stari kolos.
He says they've switched us onto the old track.
Mi moramo stati, stari most neće izdržati voz ove težine.
He says we have to stop. The bridge is old. It won't take our weight.
It'll have to.
Well, that all turned out well.
I say you've had rather a hard morning, haven't you? Why don't you go down and take a bit of a rest? I think we can keep it going ourselves, don't you?
Da, we run train.
So you're speaking Russian, apparently. Possibly. Man, so many languages I wish I understood.
Татьяна, она не слышит вас. Бедный мой мотылек. Скоро ты будешь дома, в большом доме, понад речкой.
Sorry about that. I'll rewind it so we can watch that again. Ugh. What is with the sound? Give me a second. There we go.
Татьяна, она не слышит вас. Бедный мой мотылек. Скоро ты будешь дома, в большом доме, понад речкой. Ничто не изменилось. Все там как прежде. Как ты помнишь, все встретят нас. Дарья Филипповна, старая твоя няня Агафья Михайловна, даже старый Иоганн. Помнишь Иоганн?
Они умерли. Все умерли.
Жар птица.
I will confess to not knowing what's going on here. Several things spring to mind. She is a member of an aristocratic Russian family, so it's possible that it's early because the Russian Revolution didn't occur until 1917. But it's possible that something occurred there, like maybe something Alexei told her, or it's also possible that she is that she's just suffering from PTSD because of what she saw her grandfather do. I assume it was her grandfather who did the killing. All we know is what we saw in the dream, right? So we walked in on him, on Alexei in there in the room with, a bunch of stab wounds, and we don't really know what happened. We just know what we saw in our dream. So, yeah, obviously, I mean, poor young girl seeing her best friend murdered like that. Yeah, that'll cause some scars. Yeah. Alright, now I'm going to wait for the annoying sound to disappear before I continue on to the next scene, because I don't want it annoying us. This is the cabin that was in the freight train, the freight car. luggage car, I suppose.
It seems you'll make it to Constantinople after all. Congratulations, you've won. What about finding out who killed Tyler? Or have you forgotten about him?
Maybe it was one of the Serbs. Maybe Mahmoud. What difference does it make? They're all dead. I can't help Tyler, I can't help anyone. You were right. I never should have gotten mixed up in this. And neither should you.
At least I'm serving my country.
What country? You're Jewish, you speak German, you come from Hungary. What is your country?
My father spent his life in the Austrian military. My brother was killed in action. I think that gives me the right to consider myself an Austrian.
I hope the Emperor appreciates your sacrifice.
What about you? Once you get to Constantinople, where will you go then?
To Jerusalem. There's a man there who has a manuscript I'd like to get a look at. Do you want to come with me?
Oh, if I only could.
Don't you think the Empire can totter along for a while without your help? I mean it. Come to Jerusalem with me.
I'm thinking about it.
I am the monarch of the sea, the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
I forgot about that.
Whose praise Great Britain loudly chants.
We should be in Constantinople in an hour.
Where did you get this?
I've had it for a long time.
I've seen this tower before.
Where?
If I think for a minute, I'll remember.
It's just a design on a ring.
Only an American would say that. It's a family crest. The tower, the hand, every part of it has a meaning.
Maybe they mean he bought it in a flea market.
Don't go away. When I come back, I'll tell you where I saw that tower.
Where are you going?
Out!
That car looked familiar. Also, again, just pointing out how sure I am that this game had a sequel planned. The look on his face and the urgency in his voice when Anna said that she recognized the tower, right? Obviously, this means, and it was the symbol of the game, right? If I switch over to another game, you can see the little symbol from the ring right here. So anyway, let's get back into the. We're very close to the end now, so I'm just gonna persevere through it. Oh, this is the wrong way. Duh. Excuse me. Go back this way. Man, this place looks so weird without the furniture. Well, look who it is.
Ah, Mr. Cat. We have been waiting for you. Not yet, my dear. Would you bring us the Firebird, please?
Well, he caught up to us. Really wants his treasure. So, before I take it back, I know in advance that he's going to want me to help him open it. So, I'm just going to try and check this one more time. So we got desert, and we got a colder kingdom. It's like Sweden, so it's like Sahara, Sweden, Rooftop of the World. Which one was that again? I can't remember which one that was. Then, we gotta Seas on a grassy island, and then the Middle East. Alright, see if I can remember that by the time we get back, huh? I'm going the wrong way again, aren't I? No, wait, this is the road. These cars look so alike.
Thank you. And now, if you would be so kind as to open it.
So, it was... Darn it, the first one was the desert, which is already out. Then we need the Roof of the World, which was one of these top ones. Oh, looks like that one's taken out. This one? No, it was Colder Kingdom. Colder Kingdom
Mr.
was
Kath, we are wasting time.
I could just, you know what, I'm just gonna randomly click them all. There we go. Then I think the island is the last one. And then the Middle East. There we go.
How beautiful you are.
What's that sound?
Look out the window. It's growing dark.
But what is it?
Don't you know? It is the beating of its living heart. Now, make it sing. Play the solace. Play it! Sunset.
Hiya, Sophia.
That's enough. Close the egg now, please. Close it!
Honestly, at this point, I'm like, sure, why not? It's. I guess it's his. He can have it. I don't need it. Take it. Take it and go.
Thank you. Mr. Khan, I am delighted to have made your acquaintance. I hope that we will meet again, although I doubt it. Miss Wolf.
Don't bother.
Mr. Kath, I am not ungrateful. You have brought me my Firebird. Now I shall give you something. When you go to Jerusalem, ask about the 13th tribe.
What's the matter? What is it?
The train had burst into flames as it came into Constantinople station. Everyone left on board was killed. Miss Wolf, the Obolenskis, the Englishman, and the American doctor. We never knew what caused the explosion. By the time Sophie and I learned of it, we were on our island. The papers had other news to print.
So that's one of the, possible alternate endings. Again, there is only one true ending to this game. And if you remember what I did with the bird when I opened it in my cabin earlier, I think you've already guessed what we need to do. First, though, I'm going to reset the game one more time just because of that little popping sound that happened again. Give me a second. And we're back. So, true ending time. Skip that. Blow the whistle.
Vergessen, Maxel, mein kleiner Schatz. Oh, ja. Jetzt ist alles.
Tatjana.
Давайте, Маруша, война должна закончиться.
Let's go. Take me away from here. Now, please.
What are they saying? What's happening?
It's war! Avusturya ve Sırbistan harpte! Harp! War!
I know a skipper who can take us to Gallipoli. We can get a boat there to Jerusalem.
Don't look at me like that. This war won't last longer than a month. I'll come to Constantinople as soon as it's over. I'll take the first Orient Express that runs after the war. If I don't see you, I hope you find what you're looking for. Take care of Max for me.
So, that was the last Express, ladies and gentlemen. I suppose, in like kind of the closing thoughts, I think it's implied that Anna and Robert never met each other again. I doubt that he stuck around until 1932, because yeah, that war, it didn't last a month, it lasted 4 years. And then there was another war several, years after that. And yeah, you get to watch, by the way, a little clip of how the world evolved after 1914, right, year by year. So yeah, just, again, I suppose, other things that I probably want to comment on. I like, as far as, the story terms, how the woman, in this case, did not, abandon everything to be with the man, but, her sense of duty, drawing her back to her country, was stronger. Oh look, there's Hungary in its current size. I don't know, I always liked that she was like, nope, I gotta go back. This is my job, right? I'm not gonna abandon my job for a man I literally just met several days ago. And again, there's just so much that I want to know. So many unanswered questions. And I'm certain that this game had a sequel in the planning, and it deserves one. I think this is a fantastic game. Very rarely do you ever come across it. It's got a lot of its, very typical 90s adventure game staples, where you got all these, like, the most notable ones are the ridiculous deaths that you have no way of predicting. Like the constant deaths with the bombs, oh, nope, don't walk straight this time, you gotta turn around, or the woman walks up behind you and cuts you in half with her sword, right, that kind of stuff. But it's got a bunch of interesting puzzles, it's got, cool technology for the time, the whole rotoscoping graphics thing, it's got amazing gameplay. Honestly, this is gameplay that is yet to be replicated to this day. I don't think I have seen a single game, with one exception, a game called The Consortium. Came out a while ago, and it had a lot of elements that were very similar to this. But it's just that, again, this is one of those games where you've got like an entire little microcosm, right? A world that is alive, and it goes on whether or not you do or don't do anything, right? This is not a game that is there because of you, the main character. You're not the one who drives the story forward. This story goes ahead with or without you, and it's your participation in it that changes how things occur. Which is, super interesting. And they pulled it off very well, especially for the time. And I wish that I got to see more games like it. Like, imagine a game like this made in, like, the modern era, where all of these, stupid, sometimes frustrating and annoying 90s adventure games, tropes that make games impossible to play were removed. Like imagine if we had, like, a modern development company working on these. I wouldn't even be mad if they, like, made a live-action, FMV video game about this. This would be so cool, just to have more games like this. Anyway, I suppose in closing, all I can really say is that this has been one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm very pleased that I got to make a video series about it. And it's super great that it's finally available on GOG and that you can, play it despite its age. And I highly recommend that you do, because I didn't show you everything. There were little bits in there that I missed, and you can wander around the train, you can listen to conversations, you can end it in a bunch of different ways. Well, let's just watch the credits roll. I will thank you once more again for watching as the worldview kind of... Oh, 91. This is when I was born. Anyway, thanks again very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this game as much as I did. Again, I will never not enjoy this game. And I will see you all next time.